Hello and welcome everyone. We are live. Hello and welcome everyone to Women Speakers Association, WSATV. I'm Laura Rubenstein, your host and producer, as well as digital marketing and media strategist and author of the book, Social Media Myths Busted. I'm here in San Diego, and I have a tremendous group of experts here to introduce you today. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and let you meet them. So let's go to Kristen. Hi, Kristen.
Hi, thanks for having me. My name's Kristen Sachs. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist and a registered BIE practitioner. I work out of Guelph, Ontario, Canada. My company is called BioSync, and my website's biosync, BIOSINC.ca.
Let's say hi to Priscilla. Hi, Priscilla.
Hi, I'm Priscilla McKinney, and I'm the resident Mama Bird, the CEO and director of many creatives here at Little Bird Marketing, based here out of Joplin, Missouri, right in the middle of the U.S.
Welcome. And Nancy. Hi, Nancy.
Hello, I'm Nancy. I'm here in cold Portland, Oregon, and I am with thrivingindenial.com. You can find me there sharing the things of life that help you to thrive no matter what comes your way.
Thank you for being here. And let's say hi to Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I'm here in sunny Jamaica in the sunny city of Portmore. And I am a lifestyle coach, and I'm very pleased to be here.
We're glad to have you here too. And let's say hi to Connie-Lee. Hi, Connie.
Hi, everybody. My name is Connie, and I'm coming to you live from Paris, France. And I'm a holistic psychotherapist, author, and international public speaker. Delighted to be here. And you can find out more about me at Connie-Lee-Bennett.com.
Wonderful. We are so excited because today we have a fabulous topic you may have seen on my screen before, and that is thriving from your body health to your business wealth. And guess what? We have experts today to share with you their wisdom and advice on doing just that. So I'd like to go over to Kristen and hear what advice you have for viewers on how to thrive. And I think you specialize in the body health side.
Yes, thank you, Laura. One of the things about thriving that just I think sums up really nicely in the health realm is your body's constantly talking to you. Even, that pain in your foot, the high blood pressure, those are signs that your body needs some attention. What I help people do is to decode those symbols that you get from your body and really introduce a whole level of thriving that is really just a communication between yourself and your body.
Beautiful, great advice. I love to tap into the body because it affects other areas. And I know, Priscilla, you're an expert in the business area. So once you've got you're tuned into your body, you can focus on your business. What advice do you have for people in business?
Well, I like how Kristen said that your body's always talking to you. And in business, everybody's always talking to you. Everybody has advice about what you should be doing. And so my expert advice is let it quiet down. And you need to get in touch with your own goals, your own business why, and that includes understanding your audience. You're really getting into a detailed persona. Who is your ideal client? Because if you don't start at a base like that where you're really listening to the right thing, just like Kristen says, listen to your body. And with marketing, you have to listen to your goals. And that's the best place to start from if you want your business to thrive.
Awesome. Yes. Being focused, knowing your why. It's the beginning of the year. Of course, it's a great thing to do. I love it. Thanks, Priscilla. Nancy, what advice do you have for people who want to thrive in business and or health, body?
I think the first step is to understand yourself and to be an advocate for yourself. And like Kristen said, you have to listen to your body, but you guide how everything goes. So you decide the caretakers, the doctors, you make those decisions for yourself. When you are the best advocate for you, then you can begin to thrive on every other level and everybody else follows you. They follow you in business, they follow you in health.
I think a lot of people are all about, oh, they'll just take care of me, but they miss out on so much if you don't take that stand that you're your own advocate. Thank you for that. And Jennifer, let's go over to you. What advice do you have for people in thriving in their health?
Okay, there's no way you can thrive in any shape or form unless you're healthy. And like Kristen says, listen to your body. Like Nancy said, be an advocate. So if you are unhealthy in any shape or form, whether by your body, your pocket, you can't perform. You can't perform on the job, you can't perform in your family, and you can't perform in society. So please take care of yourself, and I'm here for you.
I love it. Yeah. Take care of yourself, make yourself priority, advocate for yourself. And I want, Connie-Lee, if you could bring it all together. I know you have a system for thriving, so tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what everyone said is really, really beautiful. And what we do so often in life is we just exist, you know. And to truly thrive, I feel that the 7 steps that I created help us with that. And it's really an acronym. T stands for trust. You know, trusting yourself. Like Nancy said, you know, you have the answers within you. That's what I believe, is that we know what to do and the answers are within if we still our mind and we trust that we have the answers. You know, H is honing in on awareness and acceptance. Awareness, like Kristen, you were saying, you know, the awareness of what is it that's limiting you from stepping into your truth and truly thriving. And acceptance. You know, do we really accept ourselves? Do we really love ourselves? This is such an important step that people forget. But R stands for the release and forgiveness, releasing that which no longer serves our highest good. I stands for inventing. Okay, now we've released it. Now we can truly invent that which is in alignment with who you are and that which best serves you. V stands for vibrancy, and I think, Jennifer, this is what you were talking about, is, you know, really now living in the joy, living that which makes your heart sing. And E stands for expand and emancipate. And that's really where the tough work comes in. You know, that's the everyday stuff. That's like, you know, not just reading a book and, you know, forgetting about it, but every day honoring that which serves your highest good. And I think that's really what I try and do, is provide people with that support.
Of once you're in that state of vibrant health, that's, you know, that's, you're thriving, and then you can do exactly what Priscilla said. You can focus in on what's really important to you to serve the world with, and do that in your marketing. So that's great. Thank you all for the wonderful work and the wonderful advice you just gave. Let's get to know you a little bit more. I want to learn what you do, who you work with, what lights you up about that. Kristen, why don't you share a little bit about your work?
Primarily, I'm a teacher. I work with people to teach them what their bodies are literally telling them. We are made up of not only cells and fluids, but there's also a whole energetic system. It's our meridian system, and that can be accessed through different ways. I personally use advanced kinesiology, which is a form of muscle testing. I love working with people who are serious about wanting to feel better, regardless of where they start. And I love helping people, especially with chronic conditions, really thrive in their life. A chronic condition can be a soul passage, where once the understanding and the learning has been made and you're able to figure out what's been thrown off, healing is, and thriving, it is really the product of that.
I love the work you do here. And do you have a story of how you did that for someone?
Yes, actually, I do. I had a gentleman come in. We'll call him Hank. He came in, and honestly, it was just one of my initial free consultations with him. We did a small balance and a little bit of testing. Hank had been dealing with Crohn's for his entire life. He was into his 60s now, and it was a very simple test. We figured out that amino acids were causing him some food sensitivity. So really, when you're allergic to or sensitive to amino acids, what happens is any food is not digested properly. We did a small balance with that, helped his body communicate with those amino acids a little bit better. And he emailed me the next day saying that it was the first time in 20 years that he has woken up without nausea.
Wow, beautiful. What a gift, the work you do. Thank you for the work you do in food sensitivities. And so I want to talk about the work you do, Priscilla, in with business owners. And you have a very holistic approach. I love it. How can they thrive? What do you do with them to create that business wealth?
Well, it really depends. I do work with a lot of different people. It's from a small solopreneur. I work with people that are in creative directing, VP of marketing, the CEO. I can really be working any given moment with a real spread. But my part of thriving is not to get our company to thrive, but in that moment, trying to figure out how can I make this company, this client thrive? How could they shine? And we do that best by working with the person who's really in charge of profit. So I don't care who it is at the company, and it could be someone very different each time, but who is the person who is responsible for profit? So we can help them figure out then how to advance that profit piece next. But we do that by making unexpected connections. And so it's different for each client. And so you said holistic, and that's true. It's really important that we don't come up with a set marketing plan. This is just what you should do. I mentioned at the beginning that everybody has a piece of advice, but it's about stopping and listening to the client. What do they need to achieve? What is the profit that they need to achieve by the end of the year? If you don't do that listening, there's no way you can put the client front and center and really have them feel like they really advanced and that their goals are going to be met, not the goals of our agency. That's the difference there.
Perfect. And do you have an example of how you help someone do that?
Yeah, I love this story. I was called in many years ago at the beginning of my career to do social media, and it happened to be an insurance company. And I remember the CEO called me in and said, "Hey, Priscilla, we have to have one of these Facebook things." And, you know, it's funny to us now, but a lot of us were in pain about social media and what was happening. And so he said to me, "Well, everybody says I have to have a Facebook account." I hadn't even gotten to his office yet. And I said, "Look, I respect you. I know you respect my time. We could sit down and I could tell you that, no, you don't need a Facebook account, or you could just let me go. And that's okay, you know?" And he's like, "Well, why don't we sit down and talk about something else?" But the reason why I talked about it is people just telling you that you need to do something is not a good reason for you to be doing it in marketing. Later on, I was able to come back to him and said, "Yes, of course, they are free, by the way. You can have a Facebook account. Anybody can." But I said, "Yeah, I can make one for him." We didn't open up a Facebook account about his insurance company. And I can neither confirm nor deny that I actually used the word boring in the discussion. Sorry, but we made a Facebook account instead about all the good that company was doing in the community. So that's what I mean by making an unexpected connection. I listened, and one of their goals was to advance a lot of charities in our community. And that's not a money-making proposition for them. That's a value stance. So if marketers don't listen about how a company wants to thrive, how a company envisions wealth, how they envision good citizenship as a company, then they don't put those things into the marketing plan. So I like that example a lot.
That's a great one. Yeah, and looking at it from that bigger perspective, do they really need it? What do they want to do with it? And how can they make it work to their advantage? It's
Exactly.
perfect. Yeah, great. Thriving in business wealth with Priscilla and Little Bird Marketing. So by the way, if you're just tuning in or you've been watching and you have questions for our experts today, or you want to comment and share some of the nuggets you're learning, please do so at facebook.com/Women's Speakers Association. Women's Speakers Association. We are live for you here and excited to have you watching. And let's go over to Nancy. Tell us about thriving, how you help, who you work with, and how you help them thrive.
Well, actually, how I help people is along the way. People they find out that something has happened to you or that you've experienced something, and they go, I have a friend. I want you to talk to someone. My parents will call me and say, hey, can you talk to so-and-so, so-and-so? I was telling them about you and what you've done. And it has just thrived, if you will, from there. It has grown and evolved, and it has become a part of my life, quite frankly. Not that I'm excited about telling people that I have MS, because I absolutely do not like talking about MS. But what I learned is that there's something that I learned with regard to how to thrive while I have this disease. It will never go away. But yet I haven't stopped. I haven't died. Life goes on. My little boy has to get the lacrosse practice. My husband has to have his support. Life goes on. So I'm really about helping people to understand that life just goes on. It goes on, you go on. And when you dig deep, you know that you have everything you need, and you just have to let it go through, and it will come through. It's very interesting, but I love sharing with people. Sometimes I scare them to death, but that's okay. Sometimes you need a good shot in the ass. And that was the second book I wrote.
Is there a little story you want to share about how you've worked with people?
I think the best story I can give you is from a former employer. We were involved in a fundraiser, and in the fundraiser, you put things out to auction, and then there was the big silent auction, and I put up that I would do personal coaching with someone for a couple of hours a month or something like that. And a husband bought my package of personal coaching for his wife, who was newly diagnosed with MS, and she was also a coworker. And the husband and I talked more than me and the wife. It was very interesting. The wife was very busy and she really didn't have time, and we connected. She was very nice, and I know she wanted to connect, but the husband would call me and he would be a little bit down, and we would talk. And so I ended up spending nearly 2 months talking to the husband, quite frankly, and I helped him. And when he came back to me and said, you know, I really think this was for me. And then she called me back and she said, I don't know what you've been saying to my husband, but he really gets it now. And thank you very much. So it does make a difference when you share with people how to help others to get through that valley, because you got to get to the other side so that you can be stronger.
Yeah, and sometimes it's the caretakers who need the most support. They're the ones who forget to take care of themselves, and they're so focused on supporting the other person. It's a great gift you've given them. I love what you do with your work with people with those life-altering illnesses, especially like MS and others. So let's go over to Jennifer. I'd like to learn a little bit more about your work, your healthy lifestyle work and coaching, and then maybe how you even got into this.
Okay. I got in my other life, I was an educator and a teacher. And I noticed that many of my trainees or students, when they came to class, they would be either lacking in energy, lacking in joy, and just plain bored. So there wasn't any much life in them. So, and also I've had, like Nancy, I've had many friends and relatives who have actually died from autoimmune diseases. And I have suffered from chronic eczema and a stomach issue. Just like Kristen says, I like what she does because I know what people suffer through in all of those illnesses. So I decided that I have to do something. This has been my passion for years, and I've been working with people to get them over illnesses like that. So my strong belief is that everybody can be well. Nobody has to die like that. So guiding people into the right diet is so important. So eat as naturally as you can, drink as naturally as you can, release all the addictive stuff, and like Priscilla said, that nobody likes to be told. So people knew that I was ill. So when they look at me and the way I am thriving now, they come to me, like Nancy says, and ask me, what are you doing? So I decided to go into coaching. And it is very important to me that every time anybody who I am with, that they are well. So I want to see people well. I desire to see people well. I do not want any more people to die who I come in contact with because they don't have to.
Beautiful. And you're a living example of thriving and being in a state of not thriving from, you went from not thriving to thriving. So how more compelling can you get, right? It's great.
Correct.
Thank you. Let's go over to Connie and talk about how you help people thrive. What do you do? Who do you work with?
Right. Thank you, Laura. Nancy, Jennifer, you ladies said it so beautifully. What we do and what I really love doing is providing that space for people is to find the answers within themselves. We do have the answers within ourselves, and we just need to find out what is it that's limiting us from stepping into our truth. And I want to tell you 2 stories, if I may, Laura.
Sure.
The first is actually I'll tell you a story about me and how I sort of stepped into this within myself, and my own personal story is when I moved to Paris. I come from South Africa, and I'm a farm girl, and I moved to Paris, which is the big city, and everything was so different. And all of a sudden I found myself in the space of deep depression. And, being a holistic therapist myself, I was like trying to understand it and what's going on. And there was all this guilt and this confusion. And what came into my awareness was that I had created this box. Everyone feels that they have to fit into a particular box to be accepted. And what we do is we try and conform. But what I realized is that it's the conforming that actually causes the depression. You try and fit into a box that isn't actually who you truly are. And when I understood and when I started to discover, okay, well, who am I? And I started to release the layers. You sort of like, the onion. The truth of who we are is in the inside of the onion. And what society has done is told us about all these different perceptions of who we should be that now covers up the inner light of who we are. And it's about uncovering those layers. And that's what I did. And that's how I stepped out of my depression is I started stepping into my own inner light. And that's really the space that I try and provide for my clients. And I'll tell you a beautiful story that I absolutely love. A client came to me with social anxiety. And we really started talking about, okay, where did this happen and what was the story? And he told me about how when he was young, he loved exploring. But what happened is that, his parents, because of all the reasons that they did, said, don't go there, be quiet, don't come here, don't do this. I mean, we, of course, I'm sure his parents had reasons and we honor them, but he started feeling that who he was wrong. And that's what we do is we think that we have to be the expectations of society. And what happened is that he realized that the inner light within him had died, that spark. And what we uncovered is we uncovered that awareness that spark had died, and we started creating a space like Jennifer, you saying, where we have to step back into the joy, into that spark, into that inner light, into who we truly are. And then when we start living that, then we really start thriving. And that's what's really, really beautiful.
It is beautiful.
About that space, yeah.
So thank you for your healing work, all of you.
Absolute pleasure, my honor.
Connie-Lee, for sure. Yeah, and what I want to do right now is share my screen and these beautiful women, and please reach out to them on social media. They're tagged here on Facebook, on their websites. If you have been called to interact with one of them, but definitely do that. We are always inviting women who have a healing presence or a transformational presence or help people thrive to join us. We have a free level of membership waiting for you at joinwsa.com. That's joinwsa.com. We'd love to see you over there. And just to wrap up the show, what I'd like to do is go around and ask each of you, what have you gotten out of Women Speakers Association? What do you love about it? So let's go over to Kristen.
Well, I am a new member with the Women Speaker Association. I really like how it's set up. As soon as you speak with somebody, you're kind of guided through the process. The interview process was just, marvelous. I feel really connected already in a short period of time with the WSA. I'm really looking forward to to broadening my reach with really just the education that I'm able to offer. And Women's Speaker Association is the platform that I'm choosing and very confident in to help me really bring out my expertise.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Priscilla, what prompted you to join Women's Speakers Association?
Well, I do a lot of keynoting. I really have moved from doing training and breakout sessions and have been moving in the last year into a lot more keynoting. And so I was looking for some other opportunities where I might find really good fits, because like I said earlier, I'm not just about shoving a plan down someone's throat. And there's always this, 5 steps to this and 7 steps to this. And that kind of mechanical marketing to me does not bring out the authenticity and the realness that people have to offer, and what it is that they truly could come into what we call the market, but it is the world, and really offer their absolute best selves to other people. And here I'm on a show with so many healing people, and I don't think that a lot of marketing honors what they're putting out there. And instead it forces people, like Connie says, into a box, and that's when we begin to die. So at Little Bird Marketing, we say there is no box. And with Women's Speakers Association, I'm really hoping to connect more meaningfully with people who want to hear those kinds of messages. We have work that gets done. We need to make profit. We need to put our light out there. But how we do that can be authentic. And so I'm looking forward to meeting a lot more authentic women who are out there, shining their light in their way.
I think you won't be disappointed. We have a lot of authentic women here who are shining their light, and we're helping each other shine our lights together brighter. So thank you for your light. And Nancy, tell us what brought you to Women's Speakers Association and what you love about it.
Well, honestly, it was a recommendation from someone. And they said to me, Nancy, it's really time for you to expand your reach. And I have been hesitant to do that for a long time. My professional life is overwhelming as a corporate attorney and doing other things. You just get into life, and then all of a sudden I realized I had this book, Don't Laugh, but here it is, Thriving in Denial. And this beautiful stiletto is now my symbol, and I get it now. And WSA was able to really just immediately empower me to understand that it's okay for me to want to share this with other people. And believe it or not, other people want to hear this message as well. So I'm thrilled to be a part. And there was something that Priscilla said that really stuck with me as well. It's about authenticity.
And we wish we could see more of your authenticity. You just froze.
Who hears me cannot take my message. All
right, I'm going to have to move on, and I'd like to ask Jennifer. I mean, I love what you're up to, Nancy, and thank you for being here. So Jennifer, tell us what you love about Women's Speakers Association.
Okay, it is so complete. And when Gail introduced everything to me, I said to her that, Gail, I'm so overwhelmed. And she thought I meant it in a negative way, but I'm so overwhelmed about everything that it has to offer, because I had been challenged by my body coach to do so many things. And it was everything under one umbrella. I didn't have to go, it's like a one-stop shop. I didn't have to go outside of it to do anything else. And the fee is infinitesimal in comparison to what it has to offer. So it's awesome.
It truly is. I 100% agree. And let's hear from Connie-Lee, and then we'll wrap up the show. What do you love about Women's Speakers Association?
I affirmed recently that I wanted to be divinely guided to connect with people who were on the same path as me, my soul sisters. And the Women's Speaking Association, it fell into my lap. The universe just led me to this organization, and I can see why, is because it's connected me with beautiful soul sisters that I've connected with today, with you, Laura, with Gail. And, my journey has been about connecting the head and the heart, merging the two, living in the space of the head, but through the space of the soul. And that's what WSA is providing me with. You know, my dream is to become an international speaker, and this is the platform that I've chosen to do it through, because I can see that it is done through a space of authenticity and through a space of divine guidance and inner light, which is really what I'm needing. So that's great.
Yeah, welcome. And welcome to all of you. If you too want to join this sisterhood of like-minded women, definitely join us at joinwsa.com. We have a free level of membership. All the women here are at the premier level, and we welcome you to do that for more visibility and support as well. So again, it's joinwsa.com. We will see you next time for another edition of WSATV. Bye for now.